Yo, Don Squad in the house, stand up, salute. It's your boy, the host with the most. I'm Chris the Don One. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to another review of The Walking Dead Beyond World. You know what you gotta do, rate, comment, subscribe, support the dribble, support the content. So I'm gonna go in this review of Truth or Dare. This scene was set like the first five episodes. It was set back to that format. If you've been following me, I told you last week they did it a little bit differently, and they just did it a little bit differently. I didn't pretty much like it because each episode is pretty much shaping up the characters. They try to get you familiar with the characters, give you some type of bio or backstory about the characters. And Sunday's episodes, it was Huck's bio. All right, you know, everyone assumed her to be this strong persona type of character who's independent. You know, you can tell that she sort of likes the guardian that, and I keep forgetting his name, that's the protector of Hope and Iris, and she's got a thing for him, and that hasn't developed yet, but you can tell throughout these episodes that she has a thing for him. And this is centered around her bio. And the one thing about this episode was they was jam-packing a lot of scenarios. All right, well, a lot of things. They had their story of Truth or Dare. They have, you know, they got the truck, but now they need to fuel up and stock up. And they found this fallout shelter. And they also found the way to Iris and Hope's father, all right, by this map. So Uncle Tony was driving the truck to this fallout shelter because this fallout shelter had supplies and they needed to restock and refuel. On top of that, they was talking about Huck, her backstory, and also keeping up with, and also another scenario, another thread in this story. All right, plus the other stories that they're trying to connect with everyone else. So Hope talks to Huck about her burden, about the situation that she shot Elton's mother. Now, obviously she shot Elton's mother for self-defense, but, and like I told you guys, you've been following me, I still don't believe she shot Elton's mother. I feel like as this plays out, we're gonna find out what really took place, because y'all, all you know is flashback. You see a gun going off. Well, you see a flash of a gun. You see her at one point holding the gun, then you see the flash, then you see her dropping the gun. All right, but none of these scenes are connecting. So there may be a possibility where, you know, once we figure out what took place and what happened, she probably didn't even shoot Elton's mother. But nevertheless, she feels the burden and the guilt of that. And she finally told somebody other than her sister. And she told Huck. So that's when Huck was telling her, you're just going to have to carry that burden. You're going to have to carry that cross. You have to own up to it. And you have to tell yourself it was for the right reasons why you shot Elton's mother. All right. And the reason why Huck was going in this scenario is when you pay attention to her backstory, she was once a Marine. And when she was with the Marine base, she would, they would go to these fallout shelters, and they was going to a shelter, and they wasn't sure that the people were that was in this shelter contaminated with the virus, all right? And we all know how this virus plays out. Everyone has it, but the virus really doesn't affect you until you die. And at the early stages of this, that's where, people got the wrong information about this virus, all right? So the sergeant gave the soldiers a direct order to kill the civilians, and Huck wasn't into all that, all right? So she, as they was getting ready to, it was like a firing squad, and as they was getting ready to shoot into the crowd, she turned the lights off, she turned the gun, and shot all the soldiers. Now, one of the soldiers, she was romantically drawn to. Like, when you pay attention to the backstory, there was more like soldier buds, okay? But they didn't, it was no romantic scenes or anything like that. But she had feelings for him, and she ended up killing him, all right? And and they also explain how she got that scar on her face. She put that scar there as a reminder because of her bud. He had like a cross scar on his face. So in a weird way, she was carrying that burden by putting a scar on her face to always remind her what she did, okay, was to save those civilians. She chose civilians over her friends in the Marines, all right? So that's pretty much her backstory. So that was playing out. They found the fallout shelter. There was some survivor there. He somehow captured Hope, and Huck was trying to talk him out of it about letting the gun go, letting her go, which he did, and then she ended up killing him because he was going to die anyway. All right. He had his brother apparently turned and bit him, and he was going to die anyway. He was going to turn into a zombie anyway. All right. So she had to do that. All right. So that done played out. Huck's backstory, her bio played out, and now you go into there's they threw in a wrench in the story where they're adding another layer to the story, to the point of now Uncle Tony, they found Uncle Tony. He got beaten to death. There's blood everywhere, and I keep forgetting the fat kid's name. Is just laying in the toilet, laying in the stall, and everyone putting two and two together that he killed Tony. Meanwhile, you can't find Percy, which, by the way, Percy he's got a fling for Iris, and asked for his gloves, and he wanted Iris to meet him in the back of the truck. He set up something romantic there, and as she fell asleep in the truck reading a book, she woke up and she heard a sound, and she's the one who found Uncle Tony laying in a pool of blood, like somebody done beat him to death. And turns out it was the fat kid in the stall. Now, when you pay attention to the ending of that episode, and then they show you a preview to the next episode, he's explaining how he done spazzed out, and he doesn't know how he got there. So everyone assumes that he killed Uncle Tony, right? Which I'm under the belief Percy created all this. I think Percy killed Uncle Tony to make it look like the fat kid, I keep forgetting his name, I'm sorry about that. Y'all guys know I butchered names. So to make it look like he killed Uncle Tony, and in the next episode they done tied him up and done left him for dead, and now zombies are getting close to kill the fat kid. We don't know what's going to happen after that. So this episode, it had layers, and it also described, and this episode, the only person, well, all these episodes explain all the characters. So everybody that done in every different episode, you got everyone's backstory and what that makes that character the person that they are. Still, at the end of the day, you can probably identify to these characters, but to me, they're really not that interesting. To me, I still feel like Beyond Worlds, the story in itself is interesting. I don't gravitate to none of the characters like I do with the Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead. All right, so that's what I'm gathering from these episodes. Still, at the end of the day, none of these characters are familiar. You don't like them. You don't hate them. It's just you don't really follow them. You're really following the story. All right. And I got this light in my eye. So that's what you're following. And this was a pretty decent episode. Still, at the end of the day, like I say on all these reviews, I'm really into the story and trying to see how this story plays out. Okay. And when we're going to get to the episode where all these characters are going, well, the main character's going to realize that they're all connected and they just don't realize it. And then what they're going to think or say when they find out, like when Irish finds out, when Elton finds out Irish killed her mother, what he's going to say. All right. And, you know, it's going to be very interesting. All right. But to me, when you pay attention, I like the story more than the characters. And that's the only reason why I'm following this. I want to see how the story plays out. Okay. So, yeah, that's all I got for this. If I have to rate this episode truth or dare, I would give it, I'll give it a C plus, maybe pushing it. I'll say a B. I'll just say a B. All right. And we'll just have to wait and see how all these, you know, how this is going to play out. Me personally, I'm more interested in the story itself. I'm not interested in the characters because I don't identify with none of the characters. I think Beyond Worlds is really set up for the younger audience, and that's probably why I'm not interested in the characters. Okay, but you know, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, that's all I got. I don't want to make this live stream any longer. I really do appreciate the people that's paying attention to these reviews. I'm going to put all these reviews on a playlist so you can watch them from start to finish. And like I said, the story is more interesting. The writing is more interesting, in my opinion, than the characters. None of the characters are intriguing. None of the characters I want to follow. None of the characters I can identify to. But I do like the writing. I like the direction. I like the story, and this story is morphing into other stories and how these stories are going to connect. And I feel like the story is going to keep people hooked on Beyond Worlds. But like I said, and like I said earlier, I just don't identify to none of these characters. And I just don't have a love affection for these characters. I don't really have a hatred for these characters. It's just the characters are just simply there. All right. And I said this ever since the first review of Walking Dead Beyond Worlds. I don't like the title of the show. I don't like the characters of the show, but I do love the writing. Thanks for the thumbs up, man. You always in the place. Your face is always in the place. You always give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. Don't forget to share this content with your friends, family, and followers. If you caught the tail end of this, just watch it from the beginning. I'm just going to go ahead and end it right here so it will fully be uploaded by the middle of the night. YouTube be tripping sometimes. It just be tripping. All right, so I'm up out of here. I will see you guys on the next live stream. Just check it out. Comment below what you think about it. And I'll holler at y'all next week on The Walking Dead Beyond Worlds. Don't forget to support my content that I upload. I'm gonna have something very interesting uploading. I want to try to have it uploaded today, but time I'm done editing, it probably won't be uploaded until Friday. All right, so I'll talk to you guys later. All right, deuces.